Hello and welcome to Maths Arc channel. So, this channel contains mostly the content of mathematics and it would focus on class 11th and 12th topics of mathematics for most of the Indian boards like the CBSE, the ICSE, and the state boards of India. Likewise, if we think about the other boards world over, it would cover the pre-college curriculum of mathematics for most part of the world. So today we would be discussing about matrices. Matrices is one of the important chapters for class 12 in of the Indian boards, and we should start with that. Let us take an example of three children. The children's name are A, B, and C, and there are few items such as toys and biscuits. The details about those things are provided over here. The number of toys and number of biscuits are provided over here in this table below. So if we talk about child A, he has 3 toys and 2 packets of biscuit. And similarly for B, 1 toy, 3 biscuits. C, 4 toys and 2 biscuits. So this is what is the information that is provided. Now if we talk about the horizontal part, that is called row. So this is row 1. Similarly for the things which are for child B, that is row 2, and similarly for child C, it is row 3. Now if we talk about the toys part, then A has 3 toys, B 1, and 4 is with C. So this way of representing it, the vertical way, this this is called column. So this one is column 1, and similarly for biscuits it is column 2. So one thing to note from here is whatever details we provide, it is in the form of rows and columns. The way we want to retrieve it is how we should look at it. For example, for the things which are with A, we need to move in the row wise direction. For toys thing, we need to browse it in the column wise direction. Okay, so one more thing that we need to note over here is these things ABC or the toys and biscuits, these are not actually the information. It is the details that what all is contained in the actual table. So this is the actual table. This is what the information is, and these just denote the details what all things these represent. So whatever is the actual information, that part is called matrix. So let's now formally try to get into the definition of matrix in the mathematical sense. So what is matrix? Matrix is an ordered rectangular table of numbers or functions. Numbers could be a real number as well as complex number, as well as for it could contain matrix could contain functions as well. So and the numbers or functions which are inside, which is contained in the matrix, those are called elements or the entries. Now how do we represent a matrix? The matrix is represented in by rectangular brackets, and then we have few elements inside it. Also some of the other books represent it using the curved brackets. So both the notations are seen, and one should remember that both these notation can be used interchangeably. Now let's look at the matrix. This is the matrix we have represented in our example. So this is one of the generic kind of matrix, and all these are called the elements or entries of this matrix. Now, if we talk about some of the part which is given over there, this significance of this number, then what does this number signify? Then we should understand this number signifies that first one is for the number for row and second one is for column. So A23 is the element which is present at second row and third column. Likewise, if we get some other element and that is represented by A35, then we should understand that this number is in third row and fifth column. Okay, so this way we have represented it here. As in the example above, we know that whatever is given in the horizontal way, that is the row. So the first horizontal line that we see, that is row 1, second one is row 2, and similarly till row m is present in this matrix. Now if we look into the vertical line, then whatever is represented, those are the columns. So the first one is the column 1, the second vertical line, that is column 2, and similarly we have till column n over here. Now, so we know that there are m rows and n columns. Now we have outside this matrix, we have this one important thing present over here, m cross n. This represent m number of rows and n number of columns are in this matrix. So this part is called the order of the matrix. So for this matrix, the order is m cross n. It is written as m cross n and read as m by n. So order of this matrix is m by n because it has m rows and n columns. Okay, so this should be pretty clear. Now it is not always possible to write the matrix in this form, the bigger form. So we have one short way of denoting this matrix. So the short way is denoted as Aij, and after that outside it we would be having the order. The order would be the same that is present. I is the uh, first thing is to denote the number, the row number, and the second is for the column number. So if we talk about I, the range would be, I would start from 1 and it would go till m. The value of j would start from 1 and it would go up till n. So this is one short notation for the same matrix of the same order, same thing. These can be considered to be equal. Okay, so let's have this picture very clear in our minds, so that it would be always in use in the whole chapter of matrix. Hence it is very essential to keep this picture in our mind because it will be referred to time and again. Now let's move on to the type of matrices. What all are the type of matrices? First one is column matrix. Column matrix has just one column. So here in the example we could see that there is just one column, and although there are 3 rows over here, 1 2 3, so the order is 3 cross 1. So simple enough. Column matrix has just one column. Similarly we have row matrix. Row matrix has just one row. It could have any number of columns, 1 2 3 4. In the example we have shown 4 columns, so the order would be 1 cross 4, and this is what we have, the row matrix. Now moving on, this is square matrix. What is a square matrix? Square matrix is a matrix in which the number of rows is equal to number of columns. So that should be equal. Now whatever be the number of rows, that should be equal to number of columns. Both should be equal, and then it becomes a square matrix. For example, in this case, the example we have 3 rows and 3 columns. So the order is 3 cross 3, and since the number of rows and columns are equal, it is a square matrix. Just note that we have taken over here few complex number as well. Imaginary part of the complex number, this I means is equal to square root of minus I. This you must have already learned. This I will just denote, write it over here as well, is equal to minus of 1, square root of minus 1. So that is the imaginary part. You must remember that. You may have learnt over that in for complex number as well. Now the diagonal matrix. The diagonal matrix is a square matrix, and the it would have only the diagonal elements which are non-zero. So this is diagonal element, these are not equal to 0. The other non-diagonal elements would be equal to 0. So whenever if we denote it, it would say that Aij, the element, a generic element, would be equal to 0 wherever I is not equal to j. For this matrix, the first one 8, it is first row, first column element, so it is a11, I is equal to j, then it is not equal to 0. And here if we talk about the second element a12, since I not equal to j, it is 0. Similar for others. So this is how we understand, and also we could denote it in this way: aij m cross m, since it is a square matrix, and aij is equal to 0 when I not equal to 0, and it could have only the numbers where I is equal to j. Those are the only elements possible which are non-zero. Now also we talk about one of the things that trace is sometimes asked, trace of a. So we should be familiar of this trace of a thing. So trace of a, it is denoted as TRA, TR of matrix A, and it is nothing but just the sum of all the diagonal elements. So in this example, if we talk about the sum of 8 plus 1 plus 3, these are the diagonal elements, and this is what is trace of A, and that would sum is equal to 12 in this case. Now this is Maths Arc channel, and I would request you to share your comments on the contents, and do like or dislike the video. Share your positive, negative comments, what all things we need to improve over here. Your feedback would be very useful for us. They would motivate us. They would try to make us much better at our videos. Whatever may be missing, we would try to cover up for that in our subsequent videos. Also subscribe to the YouTube channel, because then you would be getting the notifications for more such useful videos. The channel name is Maths Arc, and if you are wondering what Arc means, then Arc is Ayurvedic preparation from the herbal things, and it is the extract of those herbal things from by means of distillation process. So in that preparation, the herbs are first identified, and then the extract is taken out from them. So that way itself we have put all our efforts to bring in the right kind of content, and then we are explaining it so that in a simpler way, so that the students are easily able to understand the concepts. So that way ARC name has stuck over here. Now coming to back to our class. So identity matrix is the next kind of matrix. So it is very important, one of the important matrices. So it is denoted by I. It is square matrix. the diagonal matrix, that each of the diagonal elements are equal to 1. Okay, so diagonal matrix, hence other element, non-diagonal elements are 0, and it has to be equal to 1. The diagonal elements are equal to 1. So if we talk about the order, it is 3 cross 3 matrix. Now we come to next kind of matrix, which is scalar matrix. Scalar matrix is similar to diagonal the identity matrix. It is a diagonal matrix, of course, but it has all the elements are equal. It may be equal to 1 or not may be equal to 1, but only thing is that it should have all the elements should be equal. Diagonal elements should be equal, other elements are of course 0. Okay. So if we talk about the notation, how do we use it? So it is the elements are aij, it is equal to k, which is some constant. It could be a real number or maybe imaginary number, and so aij is equal to k when I is equal to j. So I is equal to j is only possible in these diagonal elements only. Okay. So moving on to our next type of matrix, that is zero matrix. So what is zero matrix? Zero matrix, of course we call it even null matrix in some literature. So it is denoted by O mostly. That is the denoted denotation that is used. Now it is all the elements are equal to 0 in this case. So it can be a square matrix or may not be a square matrix. In our example, we have not used a square matrix over here because that is also possible for a zero matrix. Let's just try to have the order of this matrix: 1 2 3 rows, so 3, and then number of columns 1 2 3 4, so 4 number of columns. So this is the order of this zero matrix. So now these all should be pretty clear to all of you. Now moving forward, we come to equality of matrices. So equality of matrices is like when do we say when two matrices should be equal? So that is what we mean by equality of matrices. There are two matrices A and B which are given. So if we try to find if they are equal or not, like A is equal to B or not, we can say only based on two conditions. One is that they should be of same order. First we should check their orders, and after that we should check if each of the corresponding elements are equal. Each of the corresponding elements are equal, then only we can say that the two matrices are equal. For example, what we have taken, so 2 by 2 and 2 by 2, these are both 2 by 2 matrices. So and then we should now look into, for equality we should look for the corresponding elements. So in this matrix, left hand side, on the left hand side we can see that the first row, first column element is A, and for the next part it is 8. So we can see that if the two corresponding elements, like first row first column element A on the left hand side is equal to first row first column element of right hand side matrix, that is 8. So A should be equal to 8, B should be equal to 6, 3 should be equal to C, and D should be equal to 5. So if these two matrices are to be equal, then this condition should be satisfied. If any of this condition is not satisfied, then these two matrices cannot be said to be equal. Okay. So let's move on to one of the questions of whatever we have learned till now. So the question says that if a matrix has 24 elements, okay, what are the possible orders it can have? We have to find what all possible orders are there of which a matrix can exist which has 24 elements. So if we talk about the orders, there could be one row and 24 column thing, then two row 12 column thing, and similar matrices can exist for 24 elements, like 1 by 24, 2 by 12, 3 by 8, 4 by 6. Then 5 is not possible because 5 doesn't divide 24, and 6 by 4, 8 by 3, 12 by 2, and 24 by 1. So these are the 8 combinations which are possible. Now there's another question which is given over here. What if it has 13 elements? If the matrix has 13 elements, then what are the possible orders? As we know, 13 is a prime number, so it is just divisible by 13 and 1. So it has only two orders which are possible. One is of the order 1 by 13 and the second is 13 by 1. So but let's just go through the solution, and this states that these are what we had discussed. These are the orders possible for 12 cross 12 element matrix, and this is what we get for a 13 elements matrix. These are only the two orders which are possible. I hope this part also should be very clear. Now moving on to the operation of on matrices. So what are operations? Operations on real number we have already seen. So plus addition of two real number, subtraction of one real number from another, then multiplication of two real numbers, division of two real numbers. So these are the common operations that we use. So these are called operations. So here we would be looking into addition of matrices. How do we add the two matrix? So if A and B are two matrices of the same order, say m cross n, so both are of the same order, because this is one of the criteria that the two matrices should be of the same order. If we need to add them, then that is the first criteria, that they should be of same order. Then only we can define A plus B. Now in the example, if you see, if A is equal to this matrix, B given matrix, and then find A plus B. So what we do, first of all, see what is the order. So the order is 2 rows and 3 columns. So order comes out to be 2 cross 3. And here if you look into, the same order is here as well, 2 cross 3. So these two matrices can be added. Now how do we add them? We add each of the corresponding elements together, and that would be the result. So first row first column element of A, first row first column element of B, these should be added to get the result, first row first column element of the result. So this is how it is added. 3 plus 2, then 1 plus 3, then the last element of this row, 1 plus 1 plus I, and similarly we move ahead. So if we look into it, the solution says A plus B is equal to, that's what we talked about, 3 plus 2, 1 plus 3, and likewise. And this is how we just add them, and this is the result that we get. So A plus B addition is defined in this way. Of the same order, that they should be of the same order, then it is defined, and then just add the corresponding elements. That should be pretty clear to all. Now the second operation is multiplication of a matrix by a scalar. How do we do multiplication of a matrix by a scalar? So A is one of the matrix and K is the scalar. Then how here, just remember that it is scalar is written. Don't confuse it with the scalar matrix. It is just a scalar. A scalar means a number. A number may be real, may be complex. So if we just multiply a matrix with one number, how do we do that? That is what this section talks about. So if A is a matrix and K is a scalar, then Ka is another matrix which is obtained by multiplying each element of A by the scalar K. So if we talk about, take the example, A is equal to, this is one of the matrix, and then we multiply 2 is the scalar over here, and we multiply 2 with this matrix A, and then the result, what do we result we get? Each of the elements should be multiplied by that scalar. So that means here we would be getting 3 cross 2, 1 cross 2, 4 cross 2, 2 cross 2, 1 cross 2, and I cross 2. So that means 3 cross 2, 6, 2, and here 8. Just multiply each of them and then we get the result. So scalar multiplication, we learned about this scalar multiplication as well. Now let's take another example which is just shown over here. B is also defined, and this is what B looks like. Then how do we do A minus B? So just as we did for addition, similarly we can do for subtraction as well. So subtraction means just check for the order. The A and B both are of order 3 rows, so it is of the order 3 cross 2. So the order is for this matrix is 3 cross 2. For this also is the same, 3 cross 2. Then subtraction is possible. Now we need to look into the corresponding elements. 3 minus 2, that is 1. 1 minus 5, that is minus 4, and similar for the other numbers. So this is how the result we get out of A minus B. Just as we did for addition, same way subtraction work. Not much of complexity over here. Now one more thing we can note over here is minus A. How is minus A defined? Minus is defined as minus 1 is multiplied by A. Hence each of the element of A should be multiplied with minus 1, and that the result what we get, that is minus A. Hope this part is also clear to you. Now mostly we have the things which is pre-written before this lecture. So what I have tried to do is try to write most of the things over here because it has two advantages. One is that it saves our time when we are having this lecture. Then it saves some time, because when I am going to write each and everything, then it would take much of the time. The second is, when you hear what I say and during the lecture you are also able to look at the things what I am talking about, then it has a good effect on your memory. You would be able to remember it for a long time, and the things are much pretty clear to you. So that is the two reasons why I have all the things pre-written over here. Now coming on to the items what we have. So the next one is a question, and the question has come into the CBSE board, class 12 board in 2020. So this year it has come. Now let's see. A plus B is given. A plus B is this matrix. A minus 2B is this matrix. Then we have to find A. So as in algebra, how we do it, so same kind of method should apply over here as well. So we should think of this way, that we need to, from these two equation, we need to somehow get rid of B. Somehow we should get the B cancelled. So how could we do that? Let's just see. So that is our strategy. Somehow we should get rid of B, and then we get A, and that is what is required. If we had if B was asked, if we needed to find the value of B, then we must try to get rid of A. So somehow get that cancelled. So for now let's try to get rid of B. So if we multiply 2 with a plus b, then it comes out to be 2a plus 2b. Okay, this is 2a plus 2b, and then what we do is we add a minus 2b to it. So a minus 2b we just add. So this matrix would be added to twice of this matrix by 2, 2a plus 2b. Okay, so now if we see, then plus 2b and minus 2b would get cancelled, and we are left with thrice of a. So it is something that what we have, what was the strategy, and that we are able to fulfill with this equation. So we should try to solve it now. So 2a plus 2b, and that should be added to a minus 2b. Let's just see how we can solve it. So it comes out to be, if we look, 2 0 2 2. So 2a plus 2b, just see that a plus b is given and we multiply scalar 2 with it, so each of the element would be multiplied with 2. Okay, so this is what the result we will get. Now this has to be summed with a minus 2b, a minus 2b. Okay, so it is minus 1 1 0 and minus 1. So this is what we get. Now 2b and 2b get cancelled out. Now we get 3a, and that is equal to, just add these two. 2 minus 1, corresponding elements would get added. 2 minus 1 is 1, 0 plus 1 is 1, 2 plus 0 is 2, and 2 minus 1 is 1. So what we got is 3a is equal to 1 1 2 1. Now if we try to find what a is equal to, a is equal to 1 by 3 of this matrix, 1 1 2 1. So consider it to be the scalar. It is one scalar, of course. So how do we multiply? Remember, how do we multiply that scalar with matrix? Each of the element would get multiplied with this. So it is 1 by 3, 1 by 3, 2 by 3, and 1 by 3. So this is our matrix. So A is equal to this matrix. This would be our answer, final answer for this question. Hope these should be very clear to you. If you want to take some snapshot, you can take that as well. Okay. Okay, so we have one more question before we move forward. So we'll be looking into this question now. So the question that we have found out here, it is of CBSE board 2019. It has come in the board exam of class 12. So it says that find the value of x minus y if 2 and then this matrix containing x plus this matrix containing y is equal to this. So it is, what do we get? It is like we have one scalar which is multiplied with this matrix, and then we need to add these two matrices to and then equate it with the final one. So equality of matrix would be used over here. So let's just see. So 2 LHS, first of all, let's just see, just remove this part. LHS, we talk about 2 into 1 0 3 x, this plus y 1 0 2. This is equal to, the RHS part is 5 1 6 8. Okay, then this implies, how do we add this matrix? First of all, we multiply this scalar with this matrix, so each of the elements should be multiplied. So we get 2 over here, then 2 multiplied by 3, then 2 multiplied by 0 is 0, 2 multiplied by x is 2x, then this would be added with y 1 0 2 is equal to 5 6 1 8. Now if we proceed further, what do we get? This implies, what do we get? We just need to add these two. 2 plus y, 2 plus y, then 6 plus 0, then 0 plus 1, and then 2x plus 2 is equal to 5 6 1 8. What does that imply? 2 plus y is equal to 5. That means 2 plus y is equal to 5. That is, y is equal to 5 minus 2, that is 3. Now 2x is equal to 8 minus 2, 2x plus 2 we just take it minus over here, then 8 minus 2 is equal to 6. That means x is equal to 6 by 2, that is 3. Hence x minus y is equal to 3 minus 3. Both are 3, and hence it should be equal to 0. So this is our answer for x minus y. See, this was the question for us, x minus y, and this was how we try to solve it. Okay, using the scalar multiplication as well as addition and equality thing. So these all things we need to keep in mind, and then we would be able to solve this simple problem. Now coming on to the properties of matrix addition. So matrix addition, what all the properties of this matrix addition? So if we talk about the matrix addition, then we have let's just move a bit down. Properties. So first one is commutative properties. So what is commutative property? Commutative property is if we just move one, if we just swap a and b, then the value remains same. So if a and b are two matrices, then if we add b to a or a to b, the result would be the same. So this could be verified with any of the examples. It should be straightforward, I think. Now associative law says that first you add a plus b, and then you add the sum with c, then that should be equal to, first you add b plus c and then add a to it. So it is just the order in which we are adding the two matrices. For here it is a plus b added first, here b plus c added first, because we add the bracket thing first. So that is also equal. So this is associative property. Just see the bracket shifts, that is associate with different things. So that is how we could remember what is associative property. Now existence of additive identity. So identity is something that for example, for real number addition, if we add 5, so what is additive identity for real number? It is 0. 5 plus 0, this comes out to be 5, and of course commutative property is also followed. So for real number, if we talk about, 0 is the additive identity. Similarly here O is additive identity, and this is that was our zero matrix. That is the zero, that is the additive identity, zero matrix over here. Because if you add any of the things for matrix as well, for with A you need to add corresponding 0, and that would be the same as A. So additive identity is zero matrix. Now additive inverse. Additive inverse is something like, if we talk about it, if last example, if we talk about the real number 5 we take, and what would be the additive inverse. Additive inverse is something which is, when added to this number, it comes, the result comes out to be the additive identity, that is 0. So what would be added over here? Minus 5. So for each of the real number, minus of that number exists, and that is that is the additive inverse in real world. So if we talk about matrix, so similarly A plus minus A, minus of A, we already know that minus A is equal to minus 1 multiplied by A. So each of the elements of A should be multiplied with minus 1 to get minus A, and minus A would be the additive inverse for matrix. So these are the properties that are being satisfied by matrix addition, and this you can check with any of the matrices, and these properties should be useful for, these would be satisfied in any of the matrix, and with the use of this you would be able to solve few of the problems. Maybe whenever we require that, we could be able to use these properties of matrix. So with this we come to the end of this session, but before we wrap up, it is very useful to go through whatever we have learned, kind of revision, and if we do revise, then it has a very good probability that the things would stay in our mind for a longer time. Hence it is very much important for us to do the revision. So once we would be going through all the things that we have already covered in this session, but even after I do this revision, I would request all of you to go to the textbook and start with the revision.